This part of the guided tour shows how to set electric terminals. For this, the electrical circuit diagram from lesson 2 is used. Further, you learn something about definition of cables, terminal diagrams and definition of links, cable maps and cable list. I work on the project with pneumatic scheme from lesson 1 and electric scheme from lesson 2. To set terminals, click button Multiple terminals. Dialog New terminal strip opens. I leave given identification X1 and input number of terminals, which may be modified later. Now it is important to set direction. That means to decide which part is inside wiring, wiring inside a control cabinet, and which part is outside wiring, wiring respectively cable or field device. The arrow points inside wiring. Setting of terminals is done by click on a connection line. Stop setting of terminals by pushing escape. To set further terminals with reverse direction, I click icon of multiple terminals again. Select X1 terminal strip, choose reverse direction and click at connection lines. To set further terminals, at strip X1. Complete with escape. View quick setting of terminals at PLC outputs. To display identification of terminal strip, double-click a terminal and select option for it. To organize the project, I create a new folder, Reports, in which I'm going to add pages with terminal strip and later pages with cable map and cable list. New folder, Reports. New page, Add to current project. Naming it Terminal Strip 1. Moving it into folder Reports. I click icon Table to insert a terminal strip. With this upper left table position. Selection out of all terminal strips used in the project is done here. Actually, there is strip X1 only. Double-click Table and open Properties dialog. Here it is possible to rename and sort terminals. And navigate to Location at Scheme. At this occasion, I define links by double-clicking a line element and activating its link option. Now let's view the result. After setting links between terminals with 24-volt potential, we get this result. In the next steps, you see how to define cables for the magnetic coils of solenoid valves and the control panel with operating elements. I click icon Cable and draw a line crossing the connection line which I want to assign to a cable. Double-click Cable symbol and create a new cable with 2 wires. Now I select Product for it by opening Properties dialog, where I input a known part number for preset of search item in the product catalog. Because it was not possible to cross the 2 wires of magnetic coil at once, I click icon Cable again and draw a line crossing second wire of the coil. Double-click Cable and select just now defined cable W1. Renumber wire designation up from 2 because number 1 was used before. To check result, I simply insert temporarily the cable map for W1. Table is colored red due to an activated option of warning at Menu Tools, Options, Show warnings if objects outside the drawing area. I disable this option. You see opposing direction of single wires, which can be solved at the cable properties by reversing direction of wire. Because at final documentation cable maps are situated on separate pages and maybe wires of a cable are widespread on several pages too, Cable Properties dialog offers possibility of comfortable navigation to single wires of it. Now I delete cable map from this page because it was used for demonstration only. It will be placed on a new page of cable maps later. Besides creating new cables while assigning wires inside the scheme, it is possible to define several cables at once and assigning wires later. For this, I choose Manage Cables from Menu Project. A dialog opens which lists all cables used in the project. Here I create a new cable. At page 2, Electrics. Selection of page determines location of the cable object, which is important for parts list and cable list reports, including selected pages only. Cable W2 has to consist of 2 wires. Just now I select Product. Completed with input of a description. Same procedure with cable for third magnetic coil. Promptly I'm going to use these cables. After setting cable symbols, I assign cable objects W2 and W3 I created before. Now follow definition of cable for the operating panel. I defined a cable consisting of 4 fragments. Double-click one of it to see details. Here these are the 3 wires. Open cable properties to see and to find the single fragments of it, which could be spread over several pages too. Next I'm going to add new pages, at which I insert cable maps and cable list. Solenoid valve cable maps. Click List Table icon, select Cable Map, click upper left Insert Position of Table. Next table for cable W2. And table for cable W3. I add another page for cable W4 and cable list. Cable operation panel and cable list. Cable list with all cables inside this project. Several target devices are listed at single lines. Drawing frame format A3 for all pages is inherited from project properties. To change drawing frame for pages with reports from format A3 to A4, I open Report Properties and disable option Inherit from Project and select drawing frame A4 instead of drawing frame A3. Page properties from the title block were transferred into the new drawing frame. All pages inside folder Reports of Project Tree inherited the new drawing frame format A4. Before final browsing through this project, I add page with parts list. After selection of attributes, I sort list to identifications by click at corresponding column header. Now let's have a final view to all pages of this project. Pneumatic scheme created at lesson 1. Electric scheme created at lesson 2. Terminal strip from this lesson. Cable maps of solenoid valves. Cable map of operation panel and cable list. Parts list. Thank you for your attention.